Yo, what's going on? What's good, people? How y'all feeling out there this lovely morning? I'm feeling great. Got some new decorations for y'all. This not the final look though. It's not the finished look. Got some custom straight shooter stuff coming in the mail. Just want to make it look halfway decent for the viewers out there. You know, the main topic I want to get into today is the future face of the league, the face of the NBA. For the last couple weeks, it seemed like that's been a topic of conversation in the basketball community. So I want to get into that. When we say face of the league, we mean guys like Steph Curry, LeBron James, who super famous and super popular. And you probably don't even necessarily have to be a fan of the NBA or basketball to know who these guys are. That's what we mean by face of the league. But first, let's recap a few games from last night, starting with the matchup between the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics. This their second and final game of the regular season, and the Nuggets walked away with a dub in both of them. First one in Boston in the Garden, second one yesterday in the Mile High City, the 52-80. And Denver's still the team to beat. If you want to be an NBA champion this season, you gotta go through Denver. That's how it's looking. The Boston, their records say that they the best team in the league, but they got a few problems that's holding them back, I think. And last night, one of those problems was on the display, and that's Jayson Tatum. And some of these big games, for some reason, or a game that he should take serious, because this is a playoffs atmosphere game, because this is a potential finals meetup between these two teams. Um, and if you want to be the best in the league, you want to be considered the MVP of the league, you gotta these games like this, you gotta go out there and you gotta prove it. That's what it is. You gotta prove it. This was one of them games where you were supposed to put the league on notice, like I'm him, and you didn't do that. Finished with less than 20, 16 points, was cold. Um, I think it's because he need to add mid range to his game. If he add that mid range, he too relying on the three, or he gotta get right to the basket to score. And uh, getting to the basket takes energy, and sometimes the threes just don't fall. But if you got a solid mid range game, then you can always rely on that. And I think he need to add that to his game. But off the rip though, Jalen Brown was in attack mode from start to finish. Basically, finished with a game high 41 points. He had a good game, getting to the rack, finishing and ones, hit a couple threes. He got dunked in the first quarter too. Side note with these refs, he got dunked in the first quarter. Nice dunk. Probably made you know, highlight reel this morning. But he just backpedaling on defense after the dunk, and he clapped like, getting hype. He got teed up for that. Like, these refs weak, man. We're gonna do a show one of these days about these refs too. But anyway, Porzingis had a decent game, 24 and 12, double double. But I mean, just not enough to beat Denver, especially at home. Joker, 20th triple double of the season, 30-point triple double to be exact. 30-point triple double for him. The young boy Peyton Watson, the rookie from Denver, I like him. He got a nasty block on Tatum, threw it to like the third row too. He a solid rookie. Had a decent game off the bench. Jamal Murray had a decent game. Aaron Gordon, that putback dunk. Joker threw up something that came off the glass, and Aaron Gordon away. Just go check it out. Definitely the play of the night. Another thing with Boston is they live and die by the three. That's another thing. That's why I said Tatum need to get that mid range too. They only made it went 11 for 38, shot like just around 29% from three, and it's like if they not hitting, you got a chance to beat them. And the thing is, Denver didn't shoot great from three either. They went, I want to say, if I believe, 4 for 21, 19% from the field, and still got it done. And that's because when the three's not falling, they so good at other things. They share the ball, the backdoor passes, the cuts that Joker see, the two-man game between him and Jamal Murray. And he's a bucket too. Like, Joker is definitely a pass first player. But if he want to put it on the floor and he can go over you, he can go around you, he can go through you, he can throw that heave up, make threes, his mid range lethal. So even if the three's not falling, Denver still can beat you with everything else they have, and it's not the same for Boston. When the three's not falling for Boston, you definitely got a chance to beat them. There's a few games I didn't see last night. Just check the box score. You got the Bulls beating the Warriors 125, 122. Steph had another terrible shooting night, 5 for 18 from the field. They ain't do nothing. I don't think they even had nobody that scored 20 points off for the Warriors. In fact, Klay Thompson did off the bench. I think he got like 25 or something like that. But the Bulls beat them. Vucevic and DeMar DeRozan both dropped 33, got them out of here. The Pistons got another win against the Brooklyn Nets, 118 or 112. Jaden Ivey, um, game leader with 34 points. Shout out to the young, and I like Jaden Ivey. The Kings over the Spurs. Wemby didn't play. Even if he did, you already know Spurs suck this year. Waiting for even though Wemby balling, rookie of the year type season. But Kings over the Warriors, no wembanyama. Nothing new there. And KD and the Suns beat Toronto. KD had 35. He had 35 the other night too against Denver. Turned into vintage KD, put the team on his back to get the win over Denver. And last game. I did catch the fourth quarter of the Heat and the Mavs game. That was a tight game too from where I caught it from. I think it was only like Mavs was up by 3 or something like that. It's going back and forth shooting threes. Dante Exum had a good game for the Mavs. Of course, Luka was balling out. Terry Rozier had a good game for the Heat, 27 points, 11 assists, but wasn't enough to beat the Mavericks. Now let's get to it. Future face of the NBA. Future face of the league. Let's start off with two guys we just was talking about, Jayson Tatum and Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. I'm going to start off with Jayson Tatum. Will Jayson Tatum ever be the face of the NBA, the definitive face of the league? And my answer to that is only if he wins and wins a lot. I'm talking about like 3 titles. He might got to get a back-to-back and everything like that. Because I think to be the face of the league, you got to be excellent on the court. You got to be a highlight reel, so to speak. Definitely got to have a game that where, you amaze the fan. Oh, making the top 10 highlight reels and all that. You got to have that to your game. And you got to be popular off the court, like your social medias and stuff. People want to follow you, watch your lives, and do all that. I feel like that's what it takes to be the face of the league. And Jayson Tatum, he more like a just strict biz type of dude. He's just strictly business. Even when you hear him talking on interviews and stuff, he just got the same pitch voice. He talk real low, real calm. Like, he just seemed like a real cool dude, but he don't got like a lot of charisma to his personality when he talking to in interviews and the fans and stuff like that. He seemed like he's straight business, like a Kobe Bryant. Like, we ain't really know what Kobe was doing while he's playing. Like, what he do with his family? What he doing on his off time? What he do to have fun? Same thing with Tatum. We don't know what he do. He come in there, he work, and I mean he's a hooper. So if you're gonna be like that, just strictly business, you have to be a winner at the highest level. Like I said, you gotta walk away with maybe 3 championships, maybe a back-to-back or something like that if he's gonna be considered the face of the league. Um, Moving along. Now, Ant-Man, he does have, some of that charisma. He definitely got it, in fact. Ant-Man got the charisma. His interview's great. He's funny. Like that interview with him and Funny Marco in the chicken spot. Funny Marco putting chicken in his jacket. Anyway, uh, great interview. But, Ant-Man, he funny. He charismatic. He got flair to his game. He got the flash to his game. Unfortunately, he in a small market too, so for him to get it, he would have to win too. But I feel like if he start winning, he start being a legit championship contender year in and year out. He getting deep into the postseason, getting into the conference finals or making it to the finals. And he's still doing what he's doing, putting up great numbers, getting these highlights like he did last night, going crazy. I feel like he could be the face of the league. It's going to take a little bit of winning, though. Guys like Joker, they don't even want it. Joker don't want to be the face of the league. I feel like Luka could be the face of the league. He got the charisma, he got the flash to his game. Um, Again, he would have to win, but Luka, he could be the face of the league. I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure if the NBA really want. You think they really want to push a foreigner as the best in the league? I'm not sure about that. I think they would rather be an American-born player. But these foreigners coming from overseas, they the best in the league right now, and that's just what it is. Um, Especially the younger talent. But Guys like Devin Booker, I feel like if it was a case for him to be the definitive face of the league, it would already be in conversation. Now, he's always going to be a face of the league, kind of like a Paul George and everything. Paul George super popular. All the young kids want to be like him. That's one of their goats and everything. But he was never the face of the league. Super popular. Everybody respect them, but definitely not a LeBron or Steph Curry when it comes to popularity. I feel like that's where guys like Devin Booker might land. Maybe SGA too. Even though SGA cool, we got like the fashion thing going on. Um, you know, Halliburton too, Tyrese Halliburton, how they into the fashion game, got a lot of fans. But I feel like those guys will have to actually like win titles to be considered the face of the league. Then we moving on to Victor Wembanyama. Now, of course, that's where I feel like he's definitely gonna be the face of the league, especially when he gets some good players around him. Even though he's a foreigner, but he a cheat code. He's 7'4", doing stuff that we never seen before. So him being the face of the league, especially if the Spurs win it, I don't see that's not hard to believe. Or even if they go like back in the day, the faces of the league in the '80s, shout out to Magic and Bird, they basically saved the NBA, but they were the two faces of the league. They did it together with Wemby and Chet, especially the way they already going at each other now. It's already set in stone. Every time they match up, they gonna go at each other. They being aggressive with each other, trying to go through each other's chest, uh, and it just be some exciting basketball to watch them play. So I can see, if let's say Wemby finally get nice team around them, they start being in the playoffs, making some deep runs. They match up with the Thunder a few times in the playoffs, and Wemby, he the talk of the town, and every time him and Chet match up, they got these great battles going on. I can see it being the Magic and Bird thing, whereas though, you know, they put them two against each other as the face of the league. Um, Other than that, it's probably gonna be somebody that we not even thinking of right now. Some ninth grader right now that we don't know nothing about make it to the league in the next 5 years or something like that, 5 or 6 years, and they might be the face of the league. You never know when it's especially when it comes naturally. Because I tell you one thing, it'll be a natural to have a natural face of the league like a LeBron just came, Curry just came, Kobe was Kobe, Mike was Mike. The NBA is a billion-dollar corporation with decades and decades of experience in marketing. If they want to, they can make the face of the league whoever they want to be. Honestly, if they want to take one of these players, uh, they got a nice roster. They start killing, and the NBA, Nike, and all these other places. They start putting them in commercials and just pushing this player in your face more and more. They can create a face of the league if they want to, and that's for the people I've been saying. I've been seeing people say like, "Oh, it won't be no another face of the league." That's false. It's always gonna be a face of the league, and the NBA can create one if they want to. But if you're gonna have it happen naturally, you gotta have guys that just got that it. Where, like I said, you gotta wanna play like them. They gotta be flashy on the court. They gotta be winners, and they gotta be something off the court. Like, let's run down some of the faces of the league. Of course, MJ. If you live through the MJ era, I mean, like you hear grown men nowadays be like, "Yo, just was like he had an aura, like you just actually seen him glowing." Like that was the effect he had on people. You got all the highlights, the dunks, the crazy layup package. He started winning, the shoes, everything. Like he's like the staple of what I feel like every NBA player want their career to be. He created that. So of course he was the face of the league, the face that took the NBA global. Like we got Giannis's and Dirks and Ginobili's and Joe. All of that is because of what Michael Jordan did in his heyday. Just to boost the game, he took it worldwide. Um, Guys like Kobe, young guy, he come out, he got a lot of hype around him coming out of high school, coming from Lower Marion, but I mean, won the dunk contest as a rookie. Or was that his second year? He won it rookie year or his second year, but he won the dunk contest, stuff like that. These guys don't be entering the dunk contest or nothing like that either. Like Ant-Man, Zion, that would be a crazy dunk contest, and that would boost their popularity. But Kobe entered the dunk contest when he was coming out of high school. He went with Brandy to senior prom. Brandy, the singer at the time, she was one of the more popular R&B singers in the world. Still is, but back then that's when she was putting projects out. Went to the prom with her. Just had a lot of hype around him. Iverson, everybody wanted. He was the bad boy. The tattoos, the braids with the crossover, like those type of players are the players that just naturally become faces of the league. I feel like the guy that definitely could have been the face of the league is Ja Morant. Ja Morant was the perfect candidate to be the next big thing, but his troubles and everything he was going through. Hopefully he able to bounce back and get the media and the league on his side to where they want to push him like that again, because he had everything. He had a flashy game. He got the crossovers. He can dunk on you for sure. He gonna try you no matter who down there. He gonna try to dunk on you. Uh, the kids like the shoes. They follow them off of, even on social media off the court. They want to do a celebrations. He got the gritty dance. Know what I mean, it's a parade inside my city. Yeah, like Ja Morant. Like they loved him on and off the court. And he started to put it together. Remember before everything happened last season, they were 1-2 in the West for a while. So had a winning season. That's the guy that can become a superstar. You winning, the kids love you. They want to imitate you. You funny. They follow you on your social medias. You killing on the court. That's a superstar. But that's it for now. Got new content on the way. Got new guys. We trying to make regulars on the platform. And yeah, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Straight